Hello and a very warm welcome to the Craft Academy here. I'm Dave Bradford with you for the next hour and I'm joined by a lovely lady called Louisa. If you, like me, are passionate about jewellery, this whole hour is dedicated to how you can make stunning pieces of jewellery yourself at home with a little bit of oven-baked clay. That's all that's needed to make jewellery like you've just seen, and we'll have a whole hour showing you the do's, the don'ts, the whys, the wherefores as to how you can make your own gorgeous jewellery. So stick with us if you can for the whole hour, and record the show as well will be a really good top tip. Now, what are we going to be making and showing you how to make then in the show today? Have a little look at this. We'll break it down into 4 or 5 different pieces of jewellery actually. Lesson number 1, which we'll do in a minute, is making a daisy ring and a headband. We'll show you all the techniques, how to create the flowers, gluing them and so on, how to create two-tone flowers as well. And Fimo is the oven-baked clay that we're going to be using throughout the show today. Lesson 2, making a statement piece, a necklace. Techniques covered again, creating flowers, gluing them to the jewellery as well. Lesson 3 is making an earring and a necklace set as well. Again, how to make the actual jewellery leaves, attaching them to jump rings and so on. All of those techniques will be covered in Lesson 3. And there's 2 more lessons as well before the end of the show. Lesson 4, we'll be making bracelets, again creating flowers, attaching them to bales to the back of the flowers, and blending mica powders to create to create beautiful and realistic effects. And finally, lesson number 5, a handbag charm, a handbag jangle. Again, making flowers, how to attach them, and all of that will be covered throughout the whole hour today. So I must admit, jewellery is one of my passions. The lovely Louise is here. Good to see you.
Hello, lovely to see you too.
We've done shows together before, and it's lovely actually to have a whole hour where we can just stand here and show everybody how to make these beautiful pieces from start to finish.
Yes, it's very exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. What's the first thing that we need to use? And we talked about Fimo. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with Fimo, this is a clay, isn't it? Oven-baked clay?
Yes, Fimo's an oven-baked clay. So you'll just need to take it out of the packet. It can be quite firm. You'll need to condition the clay well before you start.
When you say condition, what do you mean?
You'll need to knead it to make it more pliable.
Oh, okay.
And if your clay has been sitting at home for quite a while, you'll need to work it a little bit more.
Okay. And you can get lots of different colours of Fimo as well, can't you? Yes,
you can get a lot of lovely different colours, especially the gold, silver and copper. It has a mica powder through it. It's lovely.
Well, what we're going to do, if we have a little look over here, you'll see all of these projects that we're going to be featuring during the hour. But the first one we're going to be talking about and showing you how to actually make is the daisy headband, which will look absolutely gorgeous on anybody. And also, of course, the ring as well, how to make that daisy ring. And when you look at them, it's hard to imagine that they're nothing other than the real thing. They look beautiful.
Yes.
They really do. Okay, so the first thing then, you get your...
Okay, so I've got my clay. I've got some lovely jade green.
Yeah.
It's from the Fimo Gemstones Effects range, so it looks semi-translucent. I'm just going to cut it up a little bit, and this will help me condition it. So you'll just need to knead it a little bit.
Once you've opened the packet, do you have to use it all up in one go, or can you keep it fresh for a later time?
You can keep it fresh for a later time. Fimo can last for years. Obviously, if it's been sitting in your cupboard for years, you'll need to work it harder, but just keep it wrapped in cling film.
And that'll keep it nice and fresh for the next time?
Yes.
Did you say keep it in the fridge or not?
No, just in the cupboard.
Okay.
But you'll have so much fun that you won't have Fimo sitting around for years, will you?
No, I mean, it's got such a lovely texture to it. You can probably see just how smooth the actual oven-baked clay is.
Yes.
It's got a lovely consistency to it. It feels fantastic as well when it's been softened or conditioned.
So I'm just rolling it out. You may need to use a knife or a palette knife to just help you lift it off. Now, I'm working on a stone tile. You can work off a kitchen bench top or a glass tile. I'm also rolling it out with an acrylic pin. You could use a glass or a craft pin. So to make a two-tone daisy, I'm just going to roll out 2 different colours.
Basically, these techniques we're going to be showing you in the next hour are based around using moulds. So if you're used to using moulds for baking and things like that, how about using moulds to actually mould and make your own floral jewellery? That's what this is all about. So anyone can do it, really, can't they?
And our moulds are really easy to use, and the great thing about making jewellery is you get to keep it forever.
Absolutely, get to wear it forever.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, also great for gift giving too, because every lady I know and every guy I know likes jewellery.
Yes.
But to have it actually made for you, specially made, is even more special.
Okay, so I'm just going to place the mother of pearl colour on top of the jade green.
Right.
You just get your cutter and press down. Now, if you're making a lot of flowers, I quite like to press down with my rolling pin.
Mm-hmm. Saves your fingers as well, doesn't it?
Yes. I'll just get my paintbrush, pop out the flower. Now I'll pop it on the mould that looks like the finished flower, so we'll just pop it down there.
Actually, before you do that, can I just hold the mould up? Do you mind if I take that off just for a second? Just to show you here, the way this mould works, it's really clever. It's in two parts. It's like an emboss and a deboss, like an embossing folder, in that you marry the two together like that, and that creates, of course, then it pushes the actual clay into the shape of the flower.
Yes.
And the dies, the actual cutting dies and the moulds come together, don't they, in kits?
Yes. And the great thing about these moulds is that you end up with a flower that's detailed on both sides, so it's a lot more lifelike.
So it's got the veining in it and everything else.
So I'm just going to put a small ball of clay in the centre there because I want it to be quite full.
Yeah.
So then we just fold over and press down. Just give it a good press. And then the Fimo peels off very easily.
Oh, wow, look at this.
And you can see that the darker colour is coming up from behind.
Now, isn't that beautiful? You've not wasted any of the Fimo either, because you've only cut out, using the cutting die, the amount that you need for the actual mould. And you can get, presumably, is this mica powder you're
using?
Yes,
this is a mica powder. And I'm just going to highlight the centre, and I just brush that on. And then I'd bake that as per the manufacturer's instructions, which is 110 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes.
Right. And would you do a whole tray of them at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it will end up like that. It's very durable.
Can I hold that?
Yes.
So it's firm. It's very, very lightweight as well. So it's not going to, weigh your ear down if you are making them into earrings or whatever. Very lightweight, but just look at the detail that you've got in every single petal of that flower. The veins on the front, also you've got the veins on the back as well. And you can make hundreds and hundreds of these because you've got the mould that just keeps on giving every time.
And each flower will be the same, You don't have to worry about adding any extra details because all the detail is in the mould.
Mm-hmm. So you just roll up a little bit. You get to know how much to use, I would imagine.
Yes.
The more you use it.
And you get to know the correct pressure as well. So just fold over and press down. Give it a good press.
How about that?
I think this is my favourite mould.
Do you have to use certain types of mica? Because obviously if it's going to go into the oven, is it a special formulation or is it just ordinary mica powder?
It's just ordinary mica powder. Okay. The Fimo clay is fine to put in the domestic oven.
No problem with that at all?
No.
And then you can also, while it's still fresh, angle the leaves if you want to, if you want to make them a little bit more angular or whatever. If we just have a little look at this headband here, this is what we're actually going to be making in a second or so. But as you can see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 flowers on that headband. That would be a fantastic headband maybe for a bridesmaid or even the bride. Just a wonderful spring-like summery headband to make and to wear and to give. And you've actually put different coloured micas in the centre of these as well, haven't you?
I've used a pink and a orange, I think,
Now we will show you the technique of actually attaching the flowers to the headband and also to make a ring out of them fairly soon. But I think you'll agree, the first time I met Louisa, which is going back a good few months ago now, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And as soon as you showed me how easy it is to make jewellery yourself at home, all you need is the Fimo, all you need is the mould, and you can make literally whatever you want, whether it's key charms, whether it's bracelets, necklaces, earrings, or whatever. And it's quite addictive. Yeah,
it is. It's very therapeutic.
Yeah. But I think most people, unless they've been to jewellery making classes, will probably feel quite daunted and intimidated by the thought of making your own jewellery because it sounds quite a big thing to do, but this makes it easy.
Yes, and that's what's great about the Fimo is that it's so easy to use. It comes in so many different colours. Okay.
So that's the 3 that we've made.
Yeah.
And presumably that could then be reused?
Yes, you can reuse that. So
just separate it and then...
Yeah, you could separate it, or if you wanted to make a marbled pattern, you could just mix it up,
All right.
So.
And how popular has this been since you started bringing it to the UK?
We can't keep up with the demand. It's been great, yeah. Yeah.
I know previous shows I've done with you, it's been hugely busy and very, very popular.
Yes. So I do have some flowers that I've baked earlier. They must be baked in an oven. You cannot put them in a microwave oven.
Right, okay. Does it matter if it's gas or electric?
No, gas or electric is fine.
110 degrees for?
Celsius.
Right.
I think it's 225 Fahrenheit and a quarter gas mark.
Okay, for half an hour or 20 minutes?
Half an hour.
Half an hour.
Sorry. Okay, so I've got my hot glue gun. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of the flower, and then you just attach it to a hairband.
Now, I wouldn't have thought that that would have been particularly strong, but presumably hot glue is one of the strongest glues out there on the market, isn't it?
Yes. You can also buy different types of hot glue, so you can buy a more permanent type or something for paper crafting.
So you've got a more permanent type on this one,
yes.
Right?
You could also use a plastics to metal glue if you wanted, but I quite like to work with a hot glue gun because it sets instantly.
Now, there's actually, by the nature of the flower, if I just show you, if I turn one upside down, what Louise is doing is she's putting in the hot glue there's a little well in the centre of the flower, so that's an ideal place for that glue to be positioned. So then it can go onto the band or the ring or whatever you're putting it onto really easily. But yeah, hot glue is the best option. Invest in one of those.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
Yeah, they are great.
They're very addictive. I'm always walking around a house trying to find things to glue.
I'm always walking around my house breaking things. Great team, really. I break it, you fix it.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. So I'm just putting some daisies on. And you can see that would be a lovely gift for a young girl.
Oh, totally. And also, you could coordinate the centres of the flowers, colour-wise, with the flower, the outfit that the bridesmaid's going to wear, or whoever it might be. I mean, lots of ladies I know have these, you know, for themselves in the spring and the summer, all year round, really. Maybe you go to a prom or something like that. These work well. And the Fimo does come in so many different colours. You can have flowers in any colour imaginable, really.
Yes, and the mother of pearl is so versatile as well because you can colour it with the mica powder.
Yeah, yeah. So, from a Fimo point of view, you get block colours, but you also get mother of pearl as well, you say?
Yes, yes, which is this lovely creamy colour.
Can you just hold? Yeah, it is quite stiff. It is quite hard when you first get it out of the packet. I see what you mean now.
Yes.
It needs a little bit of a pummel to loosen up and to get softer.
Some crafters do use a pasta machine. You can process the Fimo through it. It kind of helps. But I find cutting it into small pieces and kneading it well.
Okay, well, that's how easy it is then to make our first collection. That's the daisy ring and also the headband, or the headband that we talked about. We're going to move on to the ring, I believe, in a second. But if you want to find out any more information about this, of course, stick around for the whole hour, because there's going to be an awful lot of interest in this. Every piece of jewellery, step by step, we're going to show you how to make from start to finish. So that is the headband. Now, what about the ring? The ring, presumably, that's going to be... it's going to have to go through pretty stringent tests, isn't it? Because obviously you do an awful lot of work with your hands.
Yes. So that's probably why I'd use the permanent hot glue, or you could use a plastics to metal glue. I think I have some here.
Right.
Quite a strong glue.
Okay.
And there's a ring for you.
There you go. So when that's actually cooled down and set, imagine that.
Yes, I don't want to burn you. Don't put it on your hand.
It's not my style, really. But how long would that glue take to actually set then?
Maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's very quick.
Yes.
So you don't have to wait for hours and hours. You can start to make your jewellery and wear your jewellery in next to no time once you actually start to use the sets just here. So if you'd like more information about it, remember all you have to do is stick with us, because we're going to be showing you lots of different ways of making all these beautiful flowers and stunning pieces of jewellery. Now, this is what we've made you so far, and this is the step-by-step part of the show. Step one, remember, you roll out the Fimo into a few mil thick. I won't run through all of this, obviously, because there is quite a lot there, but it's a very easy step-by-step process. So that's the first few steps. And then, finally, you then go on to, of course, once it's cooled, attach the ring to with the hot glue, and then you're set to go. So all of those steps, step by step, to make that fantastic headband and that ring, part of the Craft Academy course.